Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're looking at a monumental shift happening at the very foundation of human knowledge. For centuries, mathematics has really relied on human guesswork, gut intuition, and these beautifully elegant but completely manual paper proofs. But right now, we're shifting from just guessing how things work to discovering the hidden, machine-verified codes that actually run our universe. It's honestly like we're finally finding the cheat codes to reality itself. So it makes you wonder, right? Can a computer guarantee absolute truth? Because our old ways of finding truth, literally relying on tired human eyes and human brains to check hundreds of pages of dense formulas, well, they might actually be entirely obsolete now. We're entering this incredible era where logic is verified flawlessly, and I mean absolutely flawlessly, by machines. And that leads us to an even bigger question. What hidden numbers actually control our universe? Because as we apply these flawless machines to old, stubborn problems, we aren't just double-checking what we already know. No way. We're actually uncovering entirely new, fundamental patterns hidden deep inside systems we used to think were just pure chaos. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the quest for absolute truth. To really understand this massive paradigm shift, we've got to look at how modern mathematicians are completely overhauling their toolkit. The contrast between the old way and the new way is just staggering. The old way of doing math relied heavily on paper-based proofs. And sure, it was brilliant, but it was absolutely prone to hidden errors because, let's face it, human readers often gloss over microscopic details. But the new way, it's machine verified. Researchers are now using this highly specialized software, like the Lean Proof Assistant, to achieve absolute certainty. They're taking these incredibly complex classic formulas about how our universe fundamentally behaves, and they're translating them directly into computer code. By doing this, they guarantee these formulas are 100% true, without a single shadow of human error. Imagine building a massive skyscraper, but a computer has mathematically guaranteed that the steel beams can never ever break. That's exactly what we're doing right now with the fundamental laws of math. Moving right along to Section 2, uncovering a hidden number. So this new, relentless pursuit of absolute precision has actually just revealed something entirely unknown. To wrap our heads around this discovery, we need to look at what's called a prime LCM matrix. Basically, think of it as an infinite mathematical grid where prime numbers are constantly interacting and colliding with each other. For the longest time, the behavior of this massive grid was thought to be way too chaotic to ever fully measure. It was full of these erratic, unpredictable ripples caused by prime numbers bouncing off of each other. It was basically just a giant wall of noise. But a brand new breakthrough has finally cut through that noise. It's kind of like finding a perfectly clear, beautiful hidden melody inside a wall of crackling radio static. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is here's that exact melody translated into a number, lambda infinity. It is a brand new mathematical constant. Researchers have just calculated it to 500 flawless decimal digits, certified by rigorous computer error bounds. Finding a new constant like this is literally like discovering a brand new fundamental pixel in the universe's display screen. We had no idea it was even there, but it perfectly defines the absolute limits of how these prime numbers interact. Let's jump to Section 3, winning the survival game. You see, math isn't just about static floating numbers. It's really about predicting chaos in action in the real world. And this brings us to a super famous logic puzzle called the Josephus problem. So here's the setup. Participants stand in a big circle. In this specific version we're looking at, we use a step size of 4. So you go around the circle, and every fourth person is eliminated and has to leave. You keep going around and around over and over until only a single survivor remains. The million-dollar question here is, if you know exactly how many people start in the circle, how can you possibly predict who survives, especially as that circle gets massively larger and way more chaotic? Well, mathematicians look specifically at scenarios where the person who starts in the very last seat somehow ends up being the sole survivor. Now, the circle sizes where this happens look completely random at first glance. You might have 21 people, then suddenly it's 163, then way up to 919. The gaps between these winning circle sizes fluctuate so wildly, making it seem impossible to track. But guess what? Researchers just discovered a hidden rhythm, a highly specific pattern tied to the number 3, known as a three-adic recurrence pattern. By simply counting how many times the number 3 divides into a specific quantity related to the circle size, they can predict the exact gaps between these winning seats. They literally turned a totally erratic survival game into a highly predictable formula. Think of it like finally understanding the hidden mathematical rhythm behind seemingly random traffic jams on the highway, or those sudden crazy fluctuations in the stock market. What looks like pure chaos to us actually has a steady, predictable heartbeat. Which takes us to Section 4, breaking the rules of geometry. Sometimes finding this deep mathematical order forces us to completely rewrite the rules of what we can literally see with our own two eyes. For decades, mathematicians believed that if two geometric shapes had the exact same visual layout, meaning the lines crossed each other in the exact same way, then their underlying mathematical DNA just had to be identical. But researchers just found a massive counterexample that flips that on its head. Two arrangements can have the exact same layout of 9 intersecting lines, yet their hidden algebraic values, the literal mathematical code running behind the scenes, are entirely different. One calculates to a value of 4, while the identical-looking counterpart calculates to a 5. Mind-blowing, right?
So, the crucial point here is that a massive, long-held rule of geometry, the generalized Tarot conjecture, is officially broken. Dust. This single discovery proves that you absolutely cannot judge a book by its cover when it comes to geometry. The visual intersections do not dictate the hidden mathematical behaviors. The surface of our reality can look perfectly identical, but the hidden code running underneath can be completely different.
Okay, let's bring it all home in Section 5, how this secures your future. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, this is cool, but why does this actually matter to me? Well, let's bring this abstract math right back down to your actual everyday future. Today, we're discovering hidden math and breaking old visual rules, sure, but in the near future, the exact same machine verification tools used to discover these absolute truths are going to be used to write flawless, completely glitch-free software for airplanes, medical devices, and self-driving cars. And tomorrow, understanding these chaotic prime number interactions like our newly discovered pixel of the universe, lambda infinity, is the exact blueprint for securing our digital lives. The advanced quantum encryption that protects your personal bank data, your private text messages, and literally the global financial markets relies entirely on the precise, predictable behavior of prime numbers in geometry. By mapping this chaos today, we are quite literally securing the technology of tomorrow. We are taking the most chaotic, misunderstood parts of reality and turning them into verified, machine-readable absolute truths, which leaves us with one final, pretty profound thought to chew on. If math can now perfectly predict the chaotic, and computers can guarantee that truth without a single shadow of a doubt, what secrets of the universe will it unlock next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you keep questioning the hidden codes all around you.